Evelyn Drach is an artist from London, and Up With The Smoke is her debut album. And for a debut album, I must say, it's pretty solid. I quite like the ominous, really dark tone throughout the entirety of this album. Let Me Go is the perfect example of that, because that is the single leading up to this album. It's definitely the track that feels the most singular from the rest of the album, because I think it utilizes a different method in the Let Me Go is a perfect example of that. This is a track that stands on its own. I think it was the lead single prior to this album, and I do feel like I think it might be the weakest track. Like I like what it's going for. I like that it sort of feels like trap in a sense with the beat. It reminds me of something like, Royals by Lord, that sort of thing. I just think the vocals mixed in with this track come off a little weak to me. Like I think there needs to be like a breaking point, this huge climax, and it never quite reaches it for me. However, though, I like her poetic approach across this album, especially on the opening track. She's a really good songwriter. I really like the moodiness and the eerie tones that come about across this entire album. I do appreciate the tone of Evelyn's music. Some really dark imagery across this album too, as I mentioned with the poetry. Leopard in the Sun is a great example of that, and the backdrop just perfectly matches her voice. It just has such a great sound to it. Picking flowers and, why do people have fake flowers in their homes? Why do we go outside and pick flowers and we're choosing them to die and take them into our own homes and put them in a vase? Why does man do this? Just kind of ruined the track for me. It was beautiful to begin with, that little acoustic guitar plucking in the background, and her vocal performance is by far the best on the entirety of this album, on this one track. I mean, the way she's like, follow me, it's so good. Like, I just love listening to her voice, and then she kind of just takes it away with the spoken word performance at the end. It just felt a bit unnecessary. Fair enough if she wants to go down that artistic path, but I would just rather have heard her singing over a beautiful instrumental, to be honest. She could probably utilize that more in the future, and I think she could successfully do so, because it was a great moment. Yeah, for me it's just one of those like gothic dark wave releases that has a lot to take away from, but at times it sort of falters in what it's going for. But overall, I think this is a good album. Do go check this out. Let me know your thoughts if you have heard it already. I'm gonna go 6.5 out of 10. Pretty solid release, and worth your time, I think. I don't think you can find it anywhere except for Bandcamp, so I'll link that in the description in case you're struggling to find it. Let me know your thoughts if you have heard it. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews. Have a good day. Bye.